This is Wilbur, and we're playing Mechabellum. Hey guys, I thought we'd start this video off with a little celebration. We are up to 100 subscribers. Woo! My lovely wife decided to be number 100. Alright, let's get back into regular scheduled programming. I think for today we're going to do this replay that I had of Azil. This is sort of a rematch between me and him. The second time we found each other on the ladder. I made a video of that game, the Aggro Tarantula game. So in this game, I start with Farseer Specialist, and my opponent is Speed Specialist. And this game was a kind of a banger. Like, it was extremely close. So we get into the deployments here on round one. We both start with Sledges as our 200 cost unit, and then Azil has the Arclight, and I have the Marksman. I grab some Fangs, and he takes the Crawlers. So we both start with a really similar deployment, fairly aggressive headbutt style. We end up going the same left side here, and the Arclights are probably going to give him the edge here, because my chaff is going to fall very quickly to this Arclight. And my Fangs are not going to join the fight anytime soon. I do have 3 marksmen to help take down these Sledges, but they aren't focusing firing the same Sledges, so they take 2 shots each to pop the Sledges. We're losing our Fangs now, the double Arclights. Looks like we actually did win this round. I thought we lost round 1 here, but things aren't going to go very well for me in the next few rounds, I remember. So this Arclight going to go down to these 2 marksmen. And we do take the first round. Azil has a substantially larger amount of HP than I do as well. So Azil taking quick teleport, and I opted for the nano repair. So Azil going to be playing some aggressive deployments with the quick teleport, so we already have a crawler coming down here and 2 more crawlers added up behind these Sledges. I also take a crawler this round and put 1 here and behind here. So we'll see the Fangs getting completely overrun this time. Now that there's those backup crawlers coming in, they get to the Sledges and just destroy them. Our crawlers from the back are finally joining the fight, but it's too late because that side crawler pulled them all, and our tanks are already been destroyed. So now our 3 marksmen don't have a lot of units to cover them, and they're going to go down to the remaining Sledges and the Arclight. We did get a level 2 marksman though, so he is able to one-shot some of these Sledges. So round 2 was really well played by Azil. And we're into round 3 where I get the Farseer. And we get a triple Rhino, Phoenix, Scorpion, or Sabertooth option. So I opt for the Rhinos, and so does Azil. So this is where things really kind of went off the rails in this game for me. I like to play aggressive, and I saw the opportunity to be aggro over here on this tower, and Azil matched my double Rhino placement. And I bought the mobile beacon to move these Rhinos into the tower. Other deployments, I put this Rhino here to help get rid of these crawlers, and Azil actually put 1 back here to pressure this tower. So we'll see. Whoever wins this first Rhino fight is going to be at a big advantage, because these Rhinos are going to get a lot of XP from this fight, whichever ones survive. Azil added a third Sledge over here and upgraded this Sledge, so these Sledges are looking pretty strong. I left my Farseer right in the middle and grabbed another Fang to help with the front line. Put that on the far left. And with the remaining 250, I get 1 more crawler. It's going to come in here, provide similar coverage. Azil has really added quite a second row of chaff now. A 3rd crawler here. So then I had mass recruit, 1 more set of chaff, this crawler. I think I just leave him in the center too. So we'll kind of focus up here right now. So my rhinos get to double team. This guy takes out that rhino, and this rhino moves towards the tower. So then he is actually behind and punches on this rhino, and he loses the fight. So this rhino gets a decent chunk of XP. Down here we win against that corner rhino, but our front line is completely collapsed from the triple sledges, and now our tower is going to go. So things are looking really ugly right now. My chaff's being very much distracted down here by these corner plays, and that's leading to this immediate collapse up front. I'm big time on the back foot. And now what's even worse is that rhino over here leveled, but we'll take a look at that in a minute. So I take advanced power system, and so does the Zeal. We're really matching each other a lot this game. He's also added mech rage now. So trying to salvage this, I take whirlwind onto the rhino. This rhino is going to level, so I try to run the first rhino away. Let him chase, let this rhino deal with this rhino, and hopefully we can win 2v1. I did get a level on a sludge here, which is good. And the Zeal leveling his 2 arc lights as well as a sludge. Adding a missile, expecting me to play some kind of cheese. I think he's getting a little familiar with me. And then we have another crawler behind the tower here, so third line of chaff getting ready. I add a wraith because I need to slow down Zeal somehow, and I notice he's got no anti-air right now. So if he doesn't build anything this round for anti-air, this race at least can reign supreme. Also rapid resupply because I'm feeling the pressure here. Don't want to just get completely blown out, so I take degen beam right away, hoping that will help me get the edge on this left side. So that's all of our money. I have $50 left, but I don't think I'll be spending it. We'll watch this next fight play out. Oh, I did throw down a missile. Plop at least one of these packs of crawlers. So there's the runaway play, but the rhino dies before it even whirlwinds once. And you can see the whirlwind pretty ineffective in general. So now we have a big rhino problem on the right side. Degen beam has provided me with a lot of help on this left side, but losing the tower, we'll see this side collapse as well. We might have been able to save our marksman there and take out those sludges without that tower drop, but this right side with these 2 sludges, or 2 rhinos is really hurting us big time. So now the rest of this fight is just our wraith trying to get through all of these units. I don't even remember if it does or not. On the bright side, we will have a level 2 wraith. So I think if you get in a situation like this, you know, trying to cheese out a round to give you a little breathing room with something like a wraith, if you're losing like a ground heavy board, that's something I recommend when you're in these situations. So Zeal just playing very dominant, very well. I don't have any critiques for him right now, other than maybe a marksman would have served him well, and just killing that wraith. So we see Sabertooth come down. I'm thinking, okay, I need to get through these sludges. Sabertooth might help me. I could also use these to kill those rhinos. I'm not sure what his Zeal takes here. He goes for the wasps, looking to have some kind of answer to this wraith. He gets anti-air wasps right away. So here I put down both Sabertooths with double shot to destroy these 2 rhinos. Sabertooths are pretty good rhino killers. I've also mobile beaconed this. I've sold one of the rhinos and mobile beaconed this rhino into the sludges to hopefully at least destroy these sledgehammers with the whirlwind. And let these Sabertooths pop these 2 rhinos. Zeal's also added the armor enhancement to the rhino, hoping to give them even more of an edge against the Rhino v Rhino matchup, but little does he know, I've decided not to play that game anymore. I've added a Sabertooth down here to help destroy this Rhino as well. And a Rhino up front to help get through these sledges. So we see my placement over here worked out really well. We whirlwind once, killed some sledges, the 2 Rhinos dropped to the 2 sabers. I'm going to get the tower here. And it looks like we're going to have enough fangs and enough marksmen to take down all of these wasps. So we finally found a way to win a round. And these double shot sabers are going to clean up these high level sledges now as well. We do lose the tower, but these few wasps that are left are not going to be able to take down too many more units. We finally got our second round win. First round we won, and finally back on the board. This round 5. So into round 6, we get a card round. Advanced offensive tactics, extended range Vulcan, super supply enhancement, and efficient giant manufacturing. I'm not super excited about any of them. Don't have giant spec. I don't think I need the... I'm going to pause for a minute and go over some of these cards again. I don't need the advanced offensive tactics. Sabertooth's usually overkill as it is, and they're my main damage dealers as well as marksmen. So I think it's an expensive card. It'll help win like the crawler v crawler matchup and the fang matchup, but I have a wraith that's going to take care of the crawlers. So once again, it's not that useful. I think there was some other expensive cards that I can't. Super supply, I think it's a little bit late. It's round 6. You're not going to get a lot of benefit out of it, and 2 more rounds that you need to make the money. This game is probably going to be almost over, so you might get a small edge in money if you do that, but I'm also on the back foot. I need to continue to develop my board in a way that's going to ensure I don't lose more rounds. So if we looked back, I think I had, since he took the advanced offensive tactics, I had quite a bit more money I could dump into units. So we'll get back into the deployments here. I got a level on a Sabertooth. I leveled this Rhino. And I do the same sort of trick with the Rhino, going over to the sledges and then up to tower. But Azil has put a... He's now gotten electromag on his arc lights to slow that down. I've also grabbed some Mustangs with anti-air. I'm not sure I agree too much with the arc light electromag. Like, if anything, he should be looking for an electromag for the degen beam, and arc lights don't shoot up. So he's thinking that these whirlwind rhinos are causing a lot of issues for him. He's also dropped some crawlers now in front of his rhinos, which was a really good idea. So rhinos will be able to get to the Sabertooth now with the crawlers kind of leading the way. Bubble was put down to help protect his front line. I think I added the damage upgrade here finally. And I think I added a backline fang in case another wasp came up. So we can see the crawlers bought enough time for this rhino to take out one Sabertooth. And the second Sabertooth goes even though it's level 3. So the EMP also shutting down the Sabertooth double shot. That's probably what I missed there. That's a really good answer to the double shot. So we can see front line collapse and the back line collapse this time. So once again, I'm taking a lot of damage here, down to 872. So we have laser sights, nano repair, and extended range Vulcan again, and a Vulcan descent. So we both take nano repair. I throw it onto the Wraith because I noticed last round it had gotten focused down and died to these wasps. So this round I take my own Wraith and stick it right in front to take care of these crawlers and slow down these rhinos. Zeal has also put down an anti-missile device in case I missile that crawler. This round I sold something. It's not catching my eye right now. Oh, I think I got rid of my saber-tooth that was here because the Rhino is gone. I've leveled these 2 Mustangs. But these sludges just keep on getting bigger and bigger, and I don't have a good answer for them yet. It's a level 4 sludge. I get a level 2 Wraith with Elite Recruit, hoping that the Wraith will be able to carry me and kill these wasps. Zeal's added a missile there in the back line. I believe this missile as well for this Rhino. I've leveled this tower because I'm worried of it falling too quickly. I've mass recruited again. Got another Rhino, saber-tooth. And I put it right in the center here to try to chew through these sludges. But man, does that Wraith stand no chance against these high-level wasps. And there's a marksman, 1 marksman back here. This Rhino now has a healing item, so it's really hard to kill. So we have 1 Wraith left on the left, and the Wraith finishes off the fight on the right. This Wraith is really struggling to kill these high-level tanks and can't get to the targets that are going to kill it, like these wasps and this marksman. So unfortunately our second tower is also going to go down before we get theirs. And this poor Wraith isn't going to survive these level 2 wasps with anti-air. So, kind of a dramatic round 7 here. I go all the way down to 19 HP. And we get another round. So we have Wasp Swarm, Smoke Bomb, Steel Ball Production, and Mobile Beacon. So here, hoping for some cheese, I grabbed the Wasp Swarm. I noticed too in this game that Azil doesn't have his back towers defended very well, so I put that down in the center. And Azil puts his down to help destroy this Wraith and let these Rhinos come in, no problem. I take oil this round as well, busting out every single thing I think I can get to slow down Azil and let me hopefully get a round or 2. And so I oil where these Rhinos are, and I back up both of my saber-tooths so they don't get focused down right away. Azil went for the classic end the game tech on the crawler replicate, hoping that that'll be enough to close the game out. I finally realized that I need something for these sludges, so I grab and elite recruit 2 scorpions and stick them in the front line to hopefully pop these sludges as soon as possible. I also take acid because I realize these sludges are very tanky. So we see the Rhinos or the scorpions come down here, add some missiles to help destroy these frontline crawlers. So there goes the first few shots. We laid down the oil carpet for those Rhinos. Our backline cheese wasps are getting in. We almost lose the game to this replicate crawler down on the right. But with the tower take from the wasps, we're able to survive. And the scorpions help us finally break down those sludges. So between the degen beam and the scorpions, we're finally being able to pop that front line. And Seal taking pretty good damage down to 1200. So we have advanced offensive tactics, photon emission, wasp swarm again, and efficient tech. Efficient tech's pretty bad right now. I get the photon emission, expecting there to be a photon emission boat here, so I wanted to match photon emission for photon emission, but it actually comes down over here with these Rhinos. And funnily enough, Azil grabs boats anyway, but he doesn't even run photon emission, which is kind of surprising. So he's really thinking that his avenue to win is to get into this tower as soon as possible. I end up missiling this pack of crawlers, and no, I can't handle it right now. It's the most efficient way to get rid of them. I add double shot to my scorpions, and add another scorpion to this left flank. I think if I can win out here, I can win the game. Looks like this scorpion actually went to the right to help destroy these rhinos. And I add another one just off to the right of the center fight. So two scorpions coming down. Azil looks like he leveled. The sledges are now 4 and 5. He's got an anti-air marksman now. But anti-air on 2 marksmen. On his boats, he didn't take a tech, which is kind of surprising. Added 2 bubbles to the side. I'm floating $100 here. Looks like I'm just missiling everything last second here. A missile here, a missile over here, I think, as well. So let's watch this fight unfold. One rhino goes down on this side to the acid plus scorpions. Although the acid's ineffective with the photon emission. Still have this one rhino left and 2 boats to deal with on this side. Okay, the rhino gets in. But he went the wrong way. Instead of going to the tower, he went to fight this army, which might have cost Zeal more than he would have liked. So now these boats aren't quite getting down this tower fast enough. And our 3 marksmen that are here are able to kind of plunk away at this boat, taking it down. We still have 2 scorpions left, enough to pop all those sledges that were on this side. Down goes the last boat and the marksman. And with that, we have just enough to edge a Zeal out of this one. So a really close game where I did not, I think, play the early game well at all. I think Azil was kind of really navigated the beginning of the game efficiently. Like the crawler pull here was fantastic. The double rhinos over here that got out of control because my mobile beacon kind of let one of my rhinos ignore the fight, and then they got levels, allowing them to dominate that right side until the scorpion or saber-tooth drop came down. I think the only thing that I didn't really like from Azil was maybe picking the wasps that round that the saber-tooths came out. I think there was some higher impact units in there, and for me, I really don't like wasps unless you run jump drive and mobile beacon. Like, they're just, to me, they're the tower snipers of Mechabellum, and that's how they should be played. I don't think the carry style wasp, like this tech that this wasp has, I mean, it's even missing elite. So yeah, I don't really agree with this play. The replicate crawlers was fine. If I didn't have the cheese play on the wasps, that might have won the game. I got those towers right at the right moment. So another thing, I think, taking photon emission when you have the resources just to go photon emission boat, and I don't know why you don't run photon emission on a boat. It's like probably the boat's best tech for just a one-off thing. That's something you should always have, I think, equipped on your boat. So I think those are the few mistakes I would say for Azil. Otherwise, there's not much he could have did after with the scorpions. Like, they're going to get to those sledges. He could have tried shielded fangs like right up front, but there's already mustangs sitting here. Shielded fangs are really good against scorpions, but the way the board state was, I think it would have been a waste of money. So I think attacking this right side was his best avenue for victory, and I think he did it. It's just, imagine if he had jump drive on these high level wasps and they came over here with this boat push. Like, I think this tower falls and Azil wins the game. So yeah, I think that's what I would recommend. If you don't have jump drive on your wasps, you should, and if you don't have photon emission on your boats, you should because the card that came up that round, he could have went with something else and just dropped the photon boat right here to save his left side. And it was weird that he didn't do that, right? He put the photon emission here. This is where all the acid is. But maybe he's like, okay, the scorpions are just going to overkill him anyway. They have double shot. So hard to know exactly what he was thinking, but I think that's what I would have done. Photon emission boat here, and then jump drive the wasps here, get in on this tower. You could have did a wasp and did something like go straight down this way, because they would have dodged the sabers then and got to the tower immediately. Yeah. The photon emission boat here would have been devastating. Like, photon emission would have been, like, it stops degen beam, it stops acid, so it would have been a very strong thing to stick here on this side. Yeah, I hope you liked the game. That went really close. I almost lost this one. It was, but as close as you can get. It was funny this night, too. I had a game where I did lose a game like this, too, where I had gotten my opponent down to 58 HP, and I couldn't close it out. So those are kind of back-breaking losses, but it's nice to get a win like that right after a loss like that. So, all right. Well, thanks for getting me to 100 subs. It was pretty awesome. And we'll see you guys on the next game. Bye for now.
We have quite the selection for you here. 2 Mechabellum videos just for you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. Watch out for flanks coming your way.